it as what she calls a package deal. Two things bundled together. Either buy those two or not. And she says that's wrong. Separate the fact that you should be self-centered, self-interested, without the lying, stealing liar who tramp over people and push them aside because they want, what she's advocating is rational self-interest. If I want to trade with you, if I want to have a society around me that I want to live in, why steal and cheat, right? That's a very bad strategy. So that's, I would say, if I'm selfless, then I would cheat and steal. Mm-hmm. So she breaks down this package deal into two things. Take the rational self-interest, but that's really controversial. It means your life is yours. It's not your mom's. It's not your sister's.
And it's certainly not the government's.
Again, the government is there to do the same thing, which is to help me center my life around my life and not have people interfere with my life.
It's just amazing when you talk on the macro political perspective and you look at the concept of taxation, for example, and all of these special interest groups that want to take from the rich. And as long as they earned that money ethically and legally, it's theirs. You know, I mean, this whole concept of wealth redistribution it's literally immoral. You look at someone like Bernie Sanders or AOC or any of these politicians on the left, but hey, they're on the right too. It's not, it's only a small amount of difference. And what they're advocating is literally immoral. I mean, it is unbelievable that this is entertained in the public square. I can't believe it.
Well, I don't think you should be surprised because if you
I'm not really surprised, but
if the morality is altruism, if the morality is good for others, if I'm being good, if I sacrifice or give away my money and not a producer who's profit seeking and goal oriented and so on and so forth, you should be surprised because, as I said, people want to do good. Mm-hmm. And when I meet a radical leftist, I'm like, wait, what are you trying to achieve? And then you say, okay, I want to challenge your goal. I don't want to challenge, the fact that you're stealing from other people. If they're smart enough, they'll see that the problem is realizing that if I am not living for myself, it's a destructive, deadly philosophy. In the end, we'll all die for each other. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Politically, you can see it in many different ways. But if I could just have a rational discussion with someone who wants to take my money away as taxes and say, okay, wait, is that money going to do good for anyone else who didn't produce it? I claim that it'll actually destroy them.
Oh, I agree. I couldn't agree more. And something interesting, my mother went to Berkeley, graduated from Berkeley. Listen to this combination of layers, right? She graduated from Berkeley in the 60s with a degree in social welfare, became a social worker for a few years, and saw how giving away government money, that was her job, doling out the government money to these families, just destroyed them. It made them worse. They became inferior people that could not sustain their lives. They became weaker and weaker as they were more coddled. You give more stuff. I mean, look at, everybody knows this is true. Look at what happens when you spoil a child. They become a disaster, right? You want to make your children strong and independent. You don't want to spoil them and ruin them. Of course, the same is true on a societal level. Interestingly, after all of that, my mother would agree with everything we're talking about here. I mean, it's an amazing combo. You can't get much worse than Berkeley in the 60s, social welfare, and then social worker.